So E3 just finished, and of course what I thought would be a great idea is just go back and look through all the games that were revealed at E3 and just see which ones people are most excited for, namely myself. I don't know why I said people, because this is all going to be judged on my own personal taste, but regardless, I just want to look at all these games that were talked about here and just share with you guys all the games I'm most looking forward to, and it's definitely not going to be in the form of a top 10 list in any way, shape, or form. I'm just coincidentally going to be talking about 10 games, and I'm coincidentally going to be putting them in the order that I am least hyped for to where I'm most hyped for. But getting into this not top 10 list is pretty impressive considering the amount of games that were revealed, so just keep that in mind. Just also keep this in mind, that one of the games that were actually left out of this video is actually Cyberpunk 2077, which is a pretty good looking game, but the thing is, it kind of underperformed at, or just I guess it looked not as good as I imagined it would be when they actually revealed it. So even though it's a really cool looking game, I just couldn't put it inside this video because it just, I don't know, it just was a little underwhelming, of course, to me. But anyways, with that said, let's actually get into this video. So we're going to start just right here. Again, not a top 10 list in any way, shape, or form, not even close. But we're going to start with Dying Light 2, because Dying Light, the original one, I thought it was going to be a really good game, but it just turned out to be a survival zombies game where you did parkour in first person, and I mean, it wasn't that cool, and well, at least as cool as I thought it was going to be, so I didn't really like it all that much because there wasn't really anything special about it, and I don't really like zombie survival games all that much. I mean, I do like zombie games, I just don't like zombie survival games. I mean, they have no appeal to me in any way, shape, or form, and to see that this time they're going to do stuff a little bit different inside this game, where it's going to be pretty much a survival game all over again, except there's going to have, you know, a lot of different consequences in here. It's not just you trying to survive or you in a group or anything like that. It's actually going to be just not considering, that's the wrong word. The right word is to be just looking at the entire world that's around you, just trying to keep these small pockets of civilization just around and just, you know, deciding which one you want to side with and all that good stuff. And I don't know, it seemed really interesting. I'm not too sure if it's a buy yet. I'm not going to say if it's a for sure buy or not. I do not know if that's the case just yet, but it really did catch my eye, and I do think that they're doing something much better than the original Dying Light, and I'd like to see that in a sequel. But the next one we're going to talk about is Fallout 76, and a lot of other people would probably have this. I mean, it just says they're more hyped games because it's just Fallout, and a lot of people like Fallout, but personally, I've never got into Fallout. I just couldn't. I never really was a big fan of all the, again, survival stuff. Well, I guess it's technically not a survival. I guess it's kind of, I mean, I don't know, you guys know what I mean. It's just not a real good, I guess, in my taste, I guess you could say. But regardless, even though the Fallouts in the past really didn't fit my taste, this one really caught my eye, especially with it being an online-only game, which, I mean, a lot of people are upset about, but I do like the idea a lot more than what they had in the past, because I mean, they always looked cool, but I just, again, it wasn't for me. But this one may be that game that I'm actually going to be getting into, or that Fallout game I'm going to actually be getting into. We will see. I'm going to try to get into the beta, and then I'll try that out and see if it's actually worth the money or not. But of course, again, I'm not a big Fallout guy, so I can't tell you too much on this game at all, but it did catch my eye. Of course, this one for me is not going to be a guaranteed buy in any way, shape, or form, because like I said, I gotta try the beta first just to see how exactly this game is going to work out. But next, I'm going to be talking about The Division 2, and The Division 2 was something I was thinking I wasn't going to look forward to at all. I was just looking at it, and I mean, I thought Division wasn't exactly my game, and I didn't really like it all that much. And I never really bought The Division. I played the beta, I didn't like it, so I didn't get the game. So I was expecting kind of the same thing. I mean, I thought it was a really cool idea, but I didn't think it was going to be something that I would go out and buy. And I'm not saying that this game is a guaranteed buy either. I mean, this game just did catch my attention, and I find it quite interesting. And the reason why is because your goal isn't to just I guess bring back society, I guess it was inside the original game, just to a place that was destroyed by a disease, but this is going to be post all that stuff happening. You're going to be rebuilding America pretty much, and just getting rid of all these I guess these small tyrannies, I guess you could call them. And it seems pretty interesting, and I do actually find it quite interesting. I just want to see what exactly is going to be going on there. And what really caught my attention more than anything is that they're going to be bringing in raids, and oh my gosh, that was the best feature in Destiny ever. But I never actually completed a raid ever, but you know, they were fun the times I tried them out, and I mean, one day I'll complete one, hopefully, probably not, but you know, it's just something that really I find to be really cool. I mean, it kind of reminds me of Call of Duty Zombies Easter eggs, and I'm really big on those, so you know, it's just something that really caught my attention and I got pretty excited for. But again, it's not a game I'm going to go out there and just say is a guarantee buy just yet, because I mean, I don't want to just be caught up in all this E3 hype and then just later realize that it wasn't worth the pre-order or something like that. But anyways, the next one I want to talk about is actually Beyond Good and Evil 2. And this is a game I thought I would never have any interest in, because I mean, this talking animal stuff like that, and I'm just looking at thinking, okay, well, okay. But then when this E3 came along and I saw the Beyond Good and Evil trailers and just how beautiful it was, again, it could just be how the trailer looked and how it portrayed it. It's not actually this good, and that's probably going to be the case, but my gosh, that trailer was cool. That trailer really caught my attention, especially when they're just sitting in the, I guess, the rings of some planet. I don't think it's Saturn, but it's pretty much looks like Saturn. I mean, it just looks so beautiful, and it just looks really cool. It looks like super futuristic stuff where somehow humans made the animals also intelligent, so you have multiple races going around where you could actually just deal with actual multiple races, unlike real life where people pretend they're different races even though that's not the definition of race. But you know, anyways, I mean, a lot of people care about this stuff, but I'm not going to get into that. That's just something I don't want to talk about, especially when I'm talking about video games here. But regardless, it is a really interesting game, but I wouldn't say it's a guarantee buy, at least for me, just because I mean, I look at it, it looks really interesting, but we haven't really seen any gameplay, or we don't exactly know how it's going to play, so it's another one of those games that we're going to have to wait and see. I've been spending way too much time talking about these last few games, so I'm going to try to hurry up just a little bit. But this next one, I want to say is a guarantee buy, because this thing, it just looks so very cool, and that's Skull and Bones. Oh my gosh, I wish I could put this higher in the list, but there's so many great games after this too. But I mean, it's on a list. I mean, not list, no list here, no list. I mean, what am I saying, list? There's no list here at all. But anyways, talking about Skull and Bones, it's just like, it's such a cool looking game. I mean, it's everything I thought Sea of Thieves was supposed to be, unless it's exactly like Sea of Thieves and it just tricked me into thinking that it was something else and it actually turns out to be like Sea of Thieves. But hopefully that's not the case, and we're just going to have an actual really cool game. Because one thing I've always wanted out of a pirate game, because I'm not big on pirate movies, but pirate games really catch my attention, because I always thought it'd just be so cool just to go just steal from a bunch of not pirates, you are the pirates, well, you're a pirate going stealing from all these I guess these British people, or just whatever is going to be there, just steal from the merchandise and all that, well, the merchants and all that good stuff, and just steal that stuff. But that was always something that caught my attention, just stealing from PvE, like another, like just a computer. But one thing I've always wanted is a shared world with other pirates, where you could rather work together with the other pirates, or even just turn on the other pirates and steal their loot also, like just wait in the corner while they are stealing from the merchants, and then just once they think they're done, you just ambush them. I mean, things like that just look so cool, and that looks like what we're going to be getting here in Skull and Bones. So this one is, I mean, it's almost a guarantee buy, even a pre-order. I'm not sure. I might wait till it comes out to buy this one, but I'm probably going to get this one. I'm not too sure if I'll pre-order it, just to be safe, because I went through the whole Sea of Thieves things and I pre-ordered. Well, I didn't pre-order it, I bought it, but still, it was just a little disappointing, to say the very least, and I just want to be a little cautious. But I'm pretty sure this game isn't going to be trash, so you know, we'll just have to see though. But anyways, going on to the next game, and this is actually a game that I really am looking forward to. It's coming out sooner than all the other games on this in this video, not list. Again, totally not a list here, guys, but it's Spider-Man. My gosh, the Spider-Man looks so cool. I really do like how the Spider-Man's looking. It's an open world Spider-Man game. It really reminds me of the Spider-Man 2 game from the PS2. Oh my gosh, I love playing those games. I love playing the old PlayStation 1 and 2 Spider-Man games. They were just so fun, and I just really hope we could go back and and just capture that same feeling all over again of those older Spider-Man games, but I mean giving all the new features that you can give inside this PlayStation 4 generation, or just this next, well, I guess it's 2 generations later. So I just want to see that really cool Spider-Man all over again, because my gosh, I used to have a blast playing those Spider-Man games, and it looks like that's what we're going to be getting again, but we will have to wait and see. But I think if I had to say this one, I would think that this one is a buy on day one. I wouldn't pre-order this game, because you might have to check out a little gameplay just to make sure it is what you think it is, but this is a game that I'd probably buy on day one. I watch a little gameplay right before just to make that, you know, double sure that it's a game worth buying, then I would buy it probably on day one, because this game just looks so cool and I can't wait to check it out, dude. This game looks pretty darn cool. It's hard for me to put this under Skull and Bones, or well, I guess under or over, I don't know actually, but regardless, it's just, I mean, it's a really cool looking game. Now here's a game that I wasn't really expecting to rate this high, but I got really excited for it after hearing about something called Grand Operations. And of course, what has Grand Operations in it? That's Battlefield 5. And oh my gosh, I really didn't expect to get excited for Battlefield. I really didn't, especially being someone who mainly likes Call of Duty more than Battlefield. I mean, I don't think there's ever been a Battlefield for me that's ever beat Call of Duty, but I mean, this one just looks so cool. And not because of the Battle Royale stuff. I mean, that stuff's okay, it's in there, who cares? But the thing is, these Grand Operations is exactly what I wanted in a game. I mean, do a full-blown battle, just multiple days. It just looks so cool, and I cannot wait to actually try this out. Maybe they'll have a beta. I think they are having a beta, and I'll check it out and really see if it's exactly what I think it is. But if it is what I think it is, then I would say that Battlefield 5 is probably a pre-order game. I mean, this game looks pretty darn cool, and I mean, Grand Operations looks so cool, and I just cannot wait to see exactly how they're going to work out. And this would be the first Battlefield I buy this early on since, I think, Bad Company 2. I haven't bought a Battlefield that early. I mean, I have Battlefield 1, but I got it like 2 months after it came out. So I mean, this might be that Battlefield again that gets me back into Battlefield, because again, I haven't been into Battlefield since Battlefield Bad Company. So I mean, this is potentially a pre-order game. At the least, it's a day one buy. At least that's what I would recommend after seeing what I've seen so far. And this is actually really cool, because we've actually already seen gameplay of Grand Operations that a lot of people have uploaded. But regardless, moving on to the next game, and this is one that is going to come out early next year. And oh my gosh, there are just so many games coming out late this year and early next year. But this game is Anthem, and oh my gosh, Anthem, I really hope they're not messing with me here. And I would love to say this is a pre-order game, but knowing that this game is trying to do, well, at least what it appears to me, is trying to be what Destiny couldn't be, it just seems like, I mean, I just really hope it can do that. I mean, because I look back to Destiny, and when I bought it, I was so hyped. I was thinking it's going to be the greatest game ever, but it really let me down. And I'm thinking that Anthem could actually be what Destiny, well, at least what I thought Destiny could be, but I don't know. We will have to see exactly. And again, I would like to say this is a pre-order game, but again, I just don't know if I could trust it, because it reminds me so much of Destiny, and Destiny was a big letdown, excuse me. But it's just that I really hope it's going to be that really cool game, but man, we'll just have to see. But of course, one other thing that is really cool, this is another thing that was announced at E3, which is really interesting, but we're also going to have raids that are going to be called Strongholds in Anthem, which I cannot wait for, because I just love those things. I already said about them earlier, so I'm not going to talk about them again, but we will have to see if it's a game that's worth buying or not, because we did see some gameplay, but this gameplay, I don't know what it is about it. It just doesn't feel like it gives me enough information that it's worth a pre-order yet. It's just, I don't know what it is. I just cannot tell you what it is, but there's something about this gameplay that I just don't like. I don't know what it is, but we will have to see. I want to say it's a pre-order, but I'm not exactly sure just yet. But now we're getting into the end of this video, not list again, but we're going to be talking about this one. I wanted to put this one at the very end of the video just because of how hyped I am for it, but I had to put one over it, but we'll get into that one in a little bit. But this one is Halo Infinite. Oh my gosh, I have a feeling this Halo is actually going to be good. I mean, we haven't had a good Halo since Halo 3, so I'm just hoping, man. Halo 3 was one of my all-time favorite games ever. It still is to this day. I really love Halo 3. I'm hoping that they can recapture that feeling of Halo 3. And I know I said this already with Spider-Man, but just recapture that feeling of the older game, but then add something more to it. I mean, I don't want you to be the older game like so many people ask you for. I just don't like that idea of doing things that used to exist. That's not progressive at all. But I want you to capture that feeling of the older game, but add on and make it something new and special. That's what I've always wanted out of sequels to games, and that's just something I really do think that Halo Infinite has a chance at doing, because I think Halo 3 has learned their lesson. I mean, it might have taken them 2 games, but I mean, I'm hoping it did, because they also did, I think, redo the entire, well, a couple of the older games. They did, I think, Halo 3 with the Master Chief Edition, so maybe they looked through those games and found out what exactly is going on with those games, and we'll finally get a really good Halo again. But I don't know, this one I want to say is a pre-order game so bad. I want to say that, even though pre-ordering is pretty bad for the industry, but you know, it's just, I mean, it's just like, my gosh, I'm probably going to pre-order this game once it's available for pre-ordering. Plus, it's probably not coming out till an entire, probably more than a year from now, so we're probably not going to see it for a long time. But my gosh, I'm really hoping it's more. And I know I shouldn't say this, especially because we just got off the E3 hype, and this was our first ever look at Halo Infinite, so I mean, maybe I shouldn't be saying this and hyping it up so much, but my gosh, I just want Halo to be good again. My gosh, it's been so long since Halo. When the heck did Halo 3 even come out? That it's been so long, I just don't even know. But anyways, what could top Halo Infinite? What could it possibly be? But this has to be Death Stranding. Oh my gosh, did you see the gameplay in the trailer for this thing? Holy crap, holy actual crap, that was just, what? It was just like, I don't even know what it is. Actually, I don't even know what was so cool looking about it, but it just was. I don't know what it was. I couldn't even blink during that. I like, my eyes started burning when I was watching that stupid trailer, whatever you want to call it, and I was just like thinking, oh my gosh, what is this game? It just looks so cool. And this is someone not just saying that because they played the Metal Gear series in the past, because I didn't even play the Metal Gear series, and I still am really hyped for this game. Oh my gosh, if you guys haven't seen this reveal, then I just don't even know. This had to be my favorite reveal of all E3, and it was just so good. Oh my gosh, it was so good. I just couldn't believe how good this game looked. And I mean, I don't know what it is, what looks so good about it. I can't objectively explain to you what looks so good about it, but it just did. I just don't know what it was, but it just looked so flipping good. But I don't know, just tell me what you guys think about this. Tell me what you guys think of this entire video. You guys hyped for these same games that I'm talking about here? Are you hyped for some different games? Just leave your own versions of this down in the comments. You can make a list version. I mean, my video is not a list version of this whole thing, but if you want to, you can leave your list versions of your most hyped games from E3 2018. But of course, you're free to do that, and also just tell me if you disagree or agree with me down in the comments also. But anyways, if you guys did enjoy the video, go ahead, do all the normal YouTube stuff, like, subscribe, bell, share, and especially bell. But I'm gonna go, and I will catch you guys on my next video or live stream.